Here's an interesting sign you won't see in the UK, Saturn. We all know it's the 5th planet in the solar system, but in the United States it's also the make of a series of cars. This rather natty looking little number is called the SC3, SC Sports Coupe 3, because it just has 3 doors. The driver's door obviously, passenger door on the other side, but how about this? A little door for little people to get in the back. It comes with all the bits and bobs that are demanded as standard in American cars, cruise control, air conditioning of course, and this also has daytime lights, very Volvo. But this 1.9 litre engine in a sports coupe is, well, weedy, to say the least. Well, this is the automatic transmission version. It has a 1.9 litre engine. It'll do about 36 miles per gallon out in the open and 27 around town, fairly moderate figures. It's aimed not at the family, it's it's cramped, well, it's what the Americans call a compact, but at the busy professional who is probably doing a lot of mileage up and down the state highways and who needs easy access in the back to throw their luggage and their briefcase and that sort of thing, and that's why that third door's there.
Saturn is looking to be basically more value-driven than our competitors, with a little bit larger product, more horsepower, more options, but guess what? Lower price. Then we take that hassle feature out of that equation, team that up with excellent customer service, and that's what Saturn's all about. The big thing with Saturn is the pricing concept. It's a value-priced vehicle. It's basically discounted from the factory, so it's a one-price vehicle to the consumer. And what that basically does is it eliminates the haggle, the hassle, it eliminates all the bad things about the car buying experience.
And unusually, you're not afraid to show people what's underneath the surface of your cars. You have a stripped car just out there. What's the reasoning behind that, and what's that showing?
Well, a couple things. Number one, we have a cutaway car here in the showroom, and we're able to show the customer the way a Saturn is constructed. And the Saturn construction is a lot different than a stamped unibody car like a Honda Accord or Toyota Camry. You know, the Japanese started the unibody concept back in the early 70s, and it was really it's a time-saving process for them, and it keeps the car very light. And those are two things that we really don't agree with as far as safety. Now, we use a double galvanized steel space frame with 3,000 robot welds, very similar to a race car type roll cage. It's extremely strong, and we have the cutaway car here in the showroom so we can demonstrate that to the customer. In other words, your front panel and the fender that's holding the motor in a Honda Accord, that's all you have is a light steel quarter panel there that's molded to accommodate that engine cradle. In our car, we have a double A-beam and a B-beam steel beam underneath that polymer side panel that's protecting the occupants in the car. So it's an extremely strong steel space frame.
Upstairs at the Saturn dealership in the staff-only areas, I learnt a bit more about how seriously American car dealers take the psychology of selling. Wall charts, flip charts and lists constantly remind sales staff of the right and wrong ways to persuade people to sign on the dotted line. The 5 steps in the short term are the introduction, asking what they need, then sell the sizzle in the presentation, a demonstration which then leads to the sale closure. And I love this phrase, mental ownership. Once the prospect owns the car mentally, they should then drive the rest of the discussions to a sale.
The first thing we do after we deliver a vehicle, or actually during the delivery, We have a send-off out here in the delivery bay where we present the keys to the customer. We get the whole team member, all the people here in the facility, to give them a little bit of a cheer, which we call an I say. And that started back in '91 in the Saturn factory, where if somebody did something extraordinary in the factory, they thought of a great idea or a time-saving thing, they gave them a little cheer. And it goes, they say, I say, I say, I say, Saturn. And what we did is we carried that concept here into the facility, and we say to the customer, you know, if it's a husband and wife or whatever, I say, I say, I say, John and Mary.
It sounds more like a religion, actually.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's like a cult, or, you know, hey, it's a club or whatever. But the whole bottom line with it is that we really do care about our customers, and we treat them the way we want to be treated. We treat them like part of the family.